2024 presidential campaign. It became heated and contentious at times. Last night, the former president repeated false claims about the 2020 election, and he mocked the sexual abuse civil case against him that he lost. KTLA's Aaron Myers has the details from our news center. Aaron, good morning.
Former President Donald Trump returned to CNN for the first time since 2016 for a town hall which was hosted by CNN's Caitlin Collins in New Hampshire. According to CNN, the former president leads in early polling are some of the strongest for a non-incumbent in the modern presidential primary era. Now, this is the first time in years the president has faced prolonged questioning outside of conservative media outlets. His campaign said he appeared on the network to step out of his GOP comfort zone as he begins to focus on the 2024 election. At the beginning of the town hall, Collins asked President Trump why he should be elected again. The president quickly repeated falsehoods about the 2020 election, saying it was rigged. The former president also still did not concede to defeat.
Unless you're a very stupid person, you see what happens. It was a rigged election, and it's a shame that we had to go through it. It's very bad for our country. All over the world, they looked at it.
When it comes to accepting the 2024 election results, he said he would if it's an honest election. The town hall came a day after a New York jury found him liable of sexually abusing columnist E. Jean Carroll nearly 30 years ago. During the town hall, President Trump insisted he didn't know Carroll, had never met her, and said he had no idea who she is, though at least one picture has been found of the two together. He also touched on the war between Russia and Ukraine, repeating his praise for President Vladimir Putin. President Trump claimed that Putin would not have invaded Ukraine if he was still president, but did not answer when asked about who he wanted to win the war.
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying, Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done.
And when it came to the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, the president said it was a great victory and took credit for appointing 3 of the justices who joined with the majority ruling, though he would not answer questions on if he would sign a federal abortion ban into law. Trump was also asked about the taking of classified documents, which he defended, and the raid on his Mar-a-Lago estate, a conversation that got heated.
You have the Presidential Records Act. I was there, and I took what I took, and it gets declassified. Biden, on the other hand, he has 1,850 boxes. He had boxes sent to Chinatown. Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
you
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to you. You're a nasty person.
As for the January 6th insurrection, Trump was asked if he regretted his actions that day. In response, he boasted about the size of the crowd he spoke to before they marched to the Capitol. As of now, more than 1,000 people have been charged and more than 600 convicted. The former president said if elected again, he may pardon many of those that were convicted. And when it came to
We were given a gift from China.
President Biden has reacted to the town hall, saying it's simple, folks. Do you want 4 more years of that? In the News Center, I'm Aaron Myers. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Okay, Aaron, thank you for that.
At 9:10 is the time. It's a Thursday. We're looking at looks like a pretty hot weekend.
Yeah, it looks like a weekend that we finally deserve. You know, it looks like a weekend that's going to be have more days consistently in a row with warmer temperatures, and those temperatures slightly too well above normal. 61 at the moment. That's 1 degree warmer than it was yesterday at this time, and the relative humidity 67%. Winds down.